Let me tell you about the day I came in contact with the FBI. This was May 3rd, 2023. I had been held kidnapped for over 2 months by the ELN guerrilla, a narco group that is operating in Colombia but also in Venezuela. Here I am being released. This is in Catatumbo in Colombia. They had kidnapped me in the Catatumbo area and taken me to Venezuela, where I was held hostage until they decided to release me. And well, you can see they dressed up for this occasion to show their colors and show their muscle. Here is a guy from Defensoría del Pueblo in Colombia, the bishop from the Catholic Church, and 2 people from United Nations who are stationed there. So this might look like a nice group, right? Then they drove me to the governor's palace in Cucuta. Well, you see a lot of people here that appear on the photos, but what you don't see is who was really supplying the security there. You will see it here. Let me stop. I blurred him, not to reveal his identity. This is the FBI agent who really was providing the security. All the others are just for show, more or less. We have another picture of him where he appears there. I also blurred him. So let me tell you what the FBI is doing there. They have an operation because Catatumbo is the main coca growing part of the world. They have, I forgot how many square miles, but it's like 430 square kilometers of coca cultivation. And that translates into thousands of tons of cocaine, which is transported to Venezuela and from there out over the world, including to the United States. I'm sure some of it goes back to Colombia, hidden in merchandise to get to the US, because there is very little actual commerce between Venezuela and the United States now. It's also transported on boats, on airplanes, narco submarines, etc. So the FBI is there. They are in the military camp in Cucuta, and here we have the general in charge there. But exactly where they are is a secret, because even though they're inside the military camp, they have been targeted by bombs. Not once, more than once. And after this, we went in a convoy, which you'll see here. I was in one of the front cars. This was filmed from one of the rear police vehicles. A friend who saw that, who lives there, told me that this is the biggest convoy they've ever seen of protection. Even when the president goes there, it doesn't look like that. And then from there, I stayed the night in the military camp, and next day we flew out, and they came in with a United States airplane, official airplane, landed at the airport. The security guys at the airport said, you have to turn off the engines, local regulation. No, they said, no. And let me tell you, we didn't just go in armored vehicles. There were several people armed with military rifles, prepared for an ambush all the time. And when the airplane had landed, we drove straight up to the airplane, into the airplane, no turning off the engines, and take off immediately. You think this is exaggerated? Well, let me tell you, the president of Colombia has been attacked by surface-to-air missiles when landing at that airport. They are in a war zone in Colombia. and totally undercover. The FBI is doing that. And then they took me to Bogota, to a secret place, and from there they escorted me back to the US. And the FBI, after that, asked me about everything I observed during this time. Now, it might seem to you that these are some rather nice guys, right? And they are in peace negotiations. But let me show you what actually is taking place here. This was a week or two ago. The ELN attacked the other narco-terrorist group, FARC. And they killed like 80 people. It was execution style. And in fact, when I was held hostage by them in Colombia, in this area, I could never see outside except in one or two houses I was allowed to look out through the window, basically. But whenever we moved, I was blindfolded. However, I have identified where I was, and I could feel where I was walking. And one of the places was very much like this, at the edge of a cuesta, a hill, and with a trail like this in the jungle. So that's the kind of environment I was in, and held hostage by these people you see in this video. This group, not the exact individuals. So those are the kind of people and narco-terrorists that the FBI is fighting globally. And the FBI is also helping other countries. Like when Swedish citizens or Finnish were kidnapped in other parts of the world, the FBI is helping. The FBI is the #1 global security police force. The only valid reason to debilitate the FBI is if you are with international organized crime and you want to harm the police. That's the only valid reason. So think about that when you're watching what is happening in the news in the United States.